welcome back to part 30 of my Stationeers Mars playthrough. So last time we got this substation up and running, which has confirmed what we probably already knew, which is that we're using a lot more power than we're generating. However, I did mine some coal, which has bought us a little bit of a extra time. I am also going to make a quick adjustment because at the moment this battery here, which was the first one I connected, is the one that's being used to decide whether to run the emergency generator. But because it's the first one that gets charged, you can see although it says it's 80% full, that one's also 80% full. These two are, well, let's call them 5% each, and these two are empty. So the actual total charge is probably somewhere around about 30%, I would guess. So really the generator should be running. So I'm going to just try and point it at a different setting. In fact, are we taking the total charge? We are. Right, I'm going to modify the code then. That's what needs to happen. I remember now. This is looking at the total charge. So we're going to do that quickly because I want this to run a bit more aggressively. The threshold that it was using probably made good sense when we had 2 batteries. It makes a lot less sense when we've got 6 batteries. So let's move this down here. So the charge maximum. So okay, now is which battery here it's connecting to, which is on device 0. So that is, I thought there was something in there that was battery specific. Okay, fine. So it was in fact, as I suspected, I need to change a screw, not the code. Always good to check. Right, but it's this code, it's this screw here. So let's just turn that off for a minute. So obviously at the moment, that's the logic. Okay, it's running on the logic mirror. Right. I love it when I can remember what I've done. Probably spot the episodes that were filmed quite a few days apart. Right, okay, so in here we'll throw that on the floor. Right, and we will, no, I don't want that to go away. I want the screwdriver. Right, so this is the issue. So I'm going to turn that off and I'm just going to go through. You can see we've got quite a few station batteries here. So if, for example, I turn this on now, that will now run, and I think if I've counted correctly, we're now pointing at this battery here, because I think I'm pointing at the 5th out of 6. So until that is charged, just make sure it's connected because that would be embarrassing. I'm sure it is, it's under there, I can't actually see, but let's assume it is. Until that is charged, this is going to just keep running the generator in here, which obviously is much better than stopping when this one here is full, because you can see they're not charging at equal rates. I still haven't quite got my head around the way power flows when you've got multiple batteries connected like this. To me it feels like they should all charge at an equal rate and discharge at an equal rate, but they seem to go somewhat in series. So anyway, we'll leave that running. Hopefully that will actually get some juice into these. As I say, unless I've embarrassingly forgotten to connect something back here, in which case, well, it won't, but I think we're okay. That's the only possibility, is that that one there is missing. But just slightly suspicious that neither of these have got any charge in. I think I'm going to pull the floor up and double check because I'm paranoid now. It's probably fine. It's actually not fine. Okay, I'm glad I pulled the floor up to double check. Right. I literally forgot to connect those 2 batteries. Surely I haven't used all the heavy cable. Guess I did. I guess I did. Okay. We better make some more then, hadn't we? Actually, we did use it all. Of course we did. I remember using it now to get the last solar panels up and running. Okay, we don't need much. Not quite sure how I missed that, but it's easily done. Right, and we'll get some green paint because we obviously want to make sure we don't screw up our colours. Alright, he's whinging about water again, so let's deal with that. Switch that, grab that, turn that off. Okay, let's go back and sort this out rather quickly. Not that's exactly a problem, it's still a long way away from fully charged, but oops. In fact, I see what I did. I put it in the wrong place, didn't I? Oh, come on. It's so frustrating when you can't make it find the right spot. There we go. Right, there we go. Okay, that's better. Okay, well, glad I checked that. That's now charging. There we go. Right, okay. Right, so that will obviously run for quite a long time. There's clearly quite a long way to go before it gets close to full, but at least that gives us a bit more of a buffer. And at the moment we are charging faster than we're discharging, so that's helpful. So I shall close that up. Okay, so whilst that is busy over there, I'm going to do a couple of other things. So start by putting these away. Actually, I'm going to spray the rest of that cable. That's what I'm going to do next. Then I'm going to sort out the mess that is the greenhouse with a better piece of logic to just request stuff out of the vending machine to fill the Harvies when they're actually empty. I've got a couple of scripts that will do that nicely for us. So it's just a question of getting that set up and installed. So we'll need some IC chips. What kind of wall is that? That's a 30 stack. We're not going to get anything else stacked onto that. Okay. So we're going to need 2 chips to do this. We've only just got enough steel in here to make 2 chips, which means we're not going to have enough steel to make any others. Now, a little job I've been meaning to do for a while is to just print a stacker and then we can split. That needs copper. Right, that's the first chip. Let's put that in there for safekeeping. I read that wrong. I thought it was needed 2 and we'd got 4, but actually it needs 4 and we've got 2. Okay, fine. Did I not press print? Oh no, I was waiting for copper. Which never came out. That's what confused me. Right, so I'm just going to put together a very quick stacker that we can use just to really quickly slice ingots into smaller pieces. I'm also going to print some more floor gratings so that we can flatten off the rest of the outside, although there's hardly any iron left, but we'll print what we've got. So there's not really a particular place that this needs to go. I guess somewhere near there is sensible, so perhaps I don't really want to run it across anything else. Perhaps we'll just stick it this way here. Okay, so that's set to 50. And probably haven't got enough cable now. Only got 3 pieces, amazingly. Right, now I've got 4 pieces. 1, 2, 3. Oh no, of course, I've just printed a load of cable. What the hell am I talking about? I was just thinking, hang on a minute, there's something wrong with this statement. There we go. Right, I'm really on it today, as you can tell. Okay, so this is just a bit of a useful little utility here. So I can now take this steel and I can lob it in there, and out come 4 50s rather than 1 200, which is obviously easier because I can then split it between machines, even if I've now run out of space in there. For now, fair enough. Well, what else have we got? We don't need that basic solar panel. I'm going to shred that. Right, so let's take this, throw it in here, print 1 more of them. Got a bit of rubbish we'll get rid of here, so let's put that in there, turn that on. We've got a expired one of those, we'll get rid of that, and we've got an empty cylinder, we'll get rid of that. There we go. And then we'll let that just eject into there. Right, good. And in fact, there we go, throw that in there, may as well get it smelting. Right, right to header here, we want an IC housing, in fact we want 2 of them. And we'll also need a memory chip, if I recall, to act as the interface between the two. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up 2 ICs. One is going to interface with the sorters to manually route them, so that we can actually choose route. Effectively, if you think about what's in front of the Harvies, we've got 3 routes, right? Route 1, it branches off at the first sorter. Route 2, it branches off at the second sorter, or Route 3, it carries on through. And those are connected to the 3 Harvies. So what the sorter circuit does is literally just puts them into manual mode, monitors the memory chip, and when it detects, in fact I've got a memory chip, haven't I, so let's not print another one. When it detects a value of 1, 2 or 3, it sets the routing to that and guides stuff through, waits until it's got through to the end of that route, and then sits and puts itself into mode ready to take the next one. Whoops, I just didn't press that properly the first time. Let's throw that inside. So that's one of the chips that we're going to put together, and I have some code. Let's just flush that. I have some code ready in the library. This 3-way sorting routine. So we're going to load that up, and we are just going to write that straight out onto that chip. Okay, so that's the sorter chip. And then the other chip is going to do something a bit more specific. So the other chip is a Harvie seed requester. It works with the other one, and what it does is it monitors the Harvies, and it waits, it goes through them in order, waits for each one to see whether or not it is full or empty. If it is, its input is empty, it will then request from the vending machine to vend whatever item is in the first populated slot it finds. So we're relying on the vending machine only getting seeds in it, but we'll take that chance. And it just asks it to vend that, but it tells the other IC to set the routing so it's pointing at the right Harvie. So that's the plan, and it watches the other IC so that when the other IC is finished, it then knows it's safe to move on and look at the next Harvie. So it's not trying to push things to the wrong place. So that's that one. Now that's the Harvie one. The Harvies are orange, so I'm painting that chip orange. And the other one is the sorter one, and the sorters are red, so I'm painting that chip red. Not very gardeny colours, but you know, that's how we'll remember which one does which, because now they're both in my inventory, otherwise you can see, all we can tell is the number of bytes. Right, okay, let's get inside and get this done. Hopefully this will be the final end of Greenhouse Mageddon, because this is a little bit insane. Let's throw all these over here. So, right. Got a lot of cooked food in here. Oh yeah, we could give it a can as well, couldn't we? Can't get in there. Sure, you can manage to make a can of something out of that. That'll do, something a bit different. Why not? Okay, good. Right, so let's figure out some floor space. Again, we're going to lay some floor grating in here once it stops spewing stuff out everywhere. So I may set these under the floor. I was kind of hoping there was a nice bit of wall that we could put them behind a roll cover, because that does look a lot smarter, but there's not really. The only two bits of wall are here and here. Those do need roll covers on them, by the way, although that would be a bit of a nuisance for the water, or maybe I'll just clad them in. Certainly that side. This one, yeah, we'll cover them both. Right, okay, so that's not going to happen, so we'll just pop them in along the floor here then. In that case, we've already got other logic down here, so it's not exactly the end of the world. Question is, what is the most efficient way to arrange them? I think we'll put them, let's put them across here. One there, and we'll put the memory on this side here. There we go. Right, we shouldn't need to touch this system once it's actually set up and running anyway, so that's fine. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to connect that across there, I'm going to bring that in there, and we're going to connect across there and across there and across there, oh, and actually across there as well. And oh, what have I done? What have I done? I'm having a funny minute here. This is really not happening today. There we go. There we go. Right, that's what I was trying to do. Okay. Right. So let's grab that. Right, so we're going to let's put the sorter control in there, let's put the Harvie control in there. Turn them on, let them error. Turn them on, let them error. Right, so we've got two sorters here driving the Harvies. We've got the first one here and the second one here, so I'm going to need to name them so we know which is which. So I'm going to call that sorter Harvie 1. I'm going to call that sorter Harvie 2. So route 1 will be out that side there. Is that right? Where's the input? Right, so I think route 1 should be this way, route 2 should be this way, and route 3 should be that way. think that's correct. So I suspect that, oh no, that's actually, the Harvies do actually line up with the right numbers. Okay, so in theory, that should be how it works. Although I've got so much spaghetti up there, I wouldn't be surprised if I get it backwards, but hopefully we'll get it the right way around. I mean, it's not like I've got it backwards before, right? Moving swiftly on, let's get this programmed. Right, so let's go through. So this is the first sorter, so whoops, sorter Harvie 1, and this is the second sorter, sorter Harvie 2. And then this is the routing memory, which is this one here. Whoops. Routing memory. This is the IC housing router. This is the IC housing Harvie Cedar. Just so we know which one's which. Not to be confused with the one that controls the actual planting of the Harvies. All we're doing with this one is to literally monitor the input ports of the Harvie to say it's empty or it's not. Right, okay, so now let's flip that around there to the routing memory. Whoops. Okay, and I don't think this needs any other devices. No, that's fine. So that now turns on. Oh good, that's a good start, isn't it? Ah, that's probably because nothing's set up over here. Okay, well let's start one thing at a time. Right, so these need to connect to the Harvies in the right order. Okay, Harvie 1, Harvie 2, Harvie 3, good, right, this now points at the vending machine. Whoops. This points at the routing memory. And this one points at the other IC. And the reason this one connects to the other IC is that we want to be able to watch the state of that. Okay, let's turn it on and see how bad it goes wrong. Okay, so -1, this is in an initialization stage. Okay, let's turn this on and see whether it runs now. That's working. Okay. So the routing memory is set to 1. Problem is, there's so much mess going on in there. Am I pointing at the wrong? No, I think that was just chance. Okay, right, hang on, let's consume some water and I guess some food whilst we're here. I mean, honestly, I might just eat those tomatoes like that. Right, let's just see if this is working. So one thing I did, error unknown at line 10, that's interesting. That suggests I've connected something incorrectly. Sorter A, sorter B, routing memory. Okay, I can't see immediately what line 10 is doing on there. Okay, so that would suggest that they're currently all full. The current logic in here is a bit arbitrary. It will just vend whichever the first seeds it finds, but of course we could easily modify that to actually be really specific and only feed certain crops to certain Harvies. But for now, I'll be happy if it just only feeds seeds. Oh, when there's space for them. get me out of here. I'm trapped. Okay, so what I'm hoping this will achieve is to create less of the congestion that we have up the top here, which we know historically has been a problem. I'm just trying to empty these, just make sure there's nothing else clogging them up. That was an interesting piece of physics. Okay. Right, and that one's obviously not clogged because we can see through the window. So that's what I'm hoping we can get to. I think we've still got an issue with the backlog here though, and I'm not sure why. These really ought to just be feeding, they're not loading into the vending machine. So unless the vending machine is actually now full, which, I mean, it could be, it's got 100 slots. Right, let me extract that. I'm going to vend the pumpkin anyway. And that. And that. Very fiddly to work up here. Probably need to monitor how many empty slots there actually are in this vending machine. It does look suspiciously like it could actually have ended up full, although I'm not sure how we'd know, to be honest, because it's just lots of the same product over and over again. What I don't understand is why this is not filling properly. Yeah, that looks to me like the vending machine is just getting too full. Which is frustrating. Well, now we have to come up with some mechanism to actually try and stack it. There goes my power. Yeah, it's these single one stacks that are the problem. So what I'm not sure about is what happens if, for example, I place those in there. There's 2 soybean seeds. If I can now find a... cheap up that pumpkin seeds would be better. I want to know is whether if I place those in there, will they stack? No, they won't. So you have to pre-stack them before they'll go in. I was kind of hoping that it would... if I do that, I'm hoping that will have taken it now. Yeah, okay, so the vending machine is full. And there's no way to cause these to stack. before they go in. I mean, I could put a stacker in here so that on the off chance that it's the same as the last one, it does stack them. But they will need some further thought to make that work. That's why we're having problems with this, though. That's actually the root cause of the problem then, is that we're generating too many small stacks of seeds. Okay, I'll put that back together for now, and I'll put this up here because at least now we've got some nice logic that is pretty heavily automated in terms of the Harvie's asking for seeds and making sure that the seeds get routed to the right place. But I think that really the fundamental problem is we're just growing too many crops. So, you know, what are you going to do? Yeah, I think that's the problem. Okay, well, it's a good bit of automation. It's definitely an improvement on how it was working. It's not as good as I'd like it to be working. Oh good, we've got a storm coming. Right, okay. So, other jobs to do in this episode. I do want to lay some flooring in here. Okay, what's the state of those batteries now? Okay, so those N2 batteries are now fully charged, but the others are actually now empty. That's kind of typical, isn't it? I want to get this sorted before we get to the storm. Oh, I thought I could see the screw through the wall. I thought I might be able to fix it. I'll change it to one of the middle ones, see if that works any better. So I think it's now this one. Right, so before that storm gets here, first of all let's turn off things we don't need. Let's grab those floor gratings. How long have I got? Quite a while. Right, do you know what, I'm going to turn this off, I don't need it, and I'm going to turn this off for now. In fact, we may as well turn off anything we're not actually using. Because all of this stuff is drawing power, so anything we can do to obviously reduce the power draw from things that we're not using, when we're not using them, all the better.
Storm incoming. Storm incoming. Storm incoming. Storm incoming. Storm incoming.
Right,
Storm incoming.
all those batteries. Don't need that one. Have I managed to achieve anything meaningful on the... oh, we're using huge amounts. Why are we using so much? Okay, that's using a kilowatt, that's quite a lot. Okay, let's dump that pollutant, and then that will cause some of these to shut down. Right, that doesn't need to run continuously either. And that doesn't need to be running continuously for sure. Don't think we need this running either. Right, that's a bit better. Okay, see how that looks. Definitely better. Right. Okay, it's probably time to get in here and do some stuff.
Store incoming. Store incoming. Store incoming.
Right. Is there anything on the floor down there? No. There we go. It's tidied up the floor at least in here a bit.
Store incoming. Store incoming. Store incoming. Store incoming. Store.
Right. Okay. So
Store.
it remains to be seen how this is doing. And that's got. Why is that not planted?
Store incoming.
Okay, that is clearly not quite working because it's.
Store incoming. Store incoming. Store.
Right, there we go. I heard that request something then.
Incoming.
I'm wondering if I've got the routing backwards on here again. I actually think I have, because
Store incoming. Store incoming.
I think route 1 is going to send out here, actually. I think that's the problem. So we need to probably flip the Harvies around the other way. And of course I've just put the floor grating down. Told you I'd probably get it wrong because of my own spaghetti. Right. So if that's the case... Oops. What?
Store incoming.
Okay, so stop Harvey's 3 and 1.
Store incoming. Store incoming.
Okay, that seems to be planting now.
Incoming. Store incoming. Store.
No, I think I'm going to have to fix the code or the chutes. And it's because it's basically, the chutes are basically connected backwards. I'm wondering whether I can get away with this in time. It's a bit tight.
Store incoming.
We'll risk it. Could be the worst mistake I've made for a while, but I haven't got too far to go to get back to the entrance. Turn that on. So basically, because the chutes are backwards, let's just import that, make sure we're looking at the right code. Because the chutes are backwards, I think what I need to do is to just switch the order on the outputs. So the code.
Store incoming. Store incoming.
Ah, it's not this chip I'll need to do it on, is it?
Danger. Store incoming. Store.
No, the routing's fine on this one. It's not this one that's the issue. It's the other way round.
Store incoming. Danger. Danger. Store incoming. 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 Store
Import that, edit that. Right, okay, so what I need to do is I need to change the 0 and 1 the opposite way around here, which switches the direction of the outputs. Because I've basically got the chutes connected the opposite way round from what I should have done because of the direction and all of that stuff's being built. So I think that will now work. Okay.
Danger. Storm. Incoming. Storm.
So let's put the Harvies back to the right way round.
Danger. Danger. Storm. Incoming. Storm.
Okay.
Incoming. Danger. Danger. Storm.
That looks more hopeful. Harvie 2 requested something and it planted.
Danger. Danger. Storm. Incoming.
So you can see it's now scanning 1, 2, 3, scanning through each one.
Danger.
And this is in a status of 0, indicating that at the moment nothing's being requested. That's better. Right.
Danger. Danger. Storm. Incoming. Storm. Incoming.
Okay. So, other jobs that need doing. We've fixed the routing there. I was actually going to move this into the control room, although here we go, we can watch it counting down. What I do need to do is I need to reconnect the battery logic downstairs because I moved the transmitter. I will need to reconnect the receiver to it. So let's do that. So which one was that's the weather, that's the battery charge, and yes, we can see it's set to no device. Right. Okay, so if I can manage to find that, let's just turn that off, otherwise we've got all sorts of chaos. And we want to set that to logic transmitter battery charge. Okay, now in theory it should be as simple as that. That's not, yeah, that's fine. Okay. And this should allow us. Yeah, there we go. So you can see this is now showing the amount of charge we've got on the batteries, which at the moment is a pleasantly high number, but we can see it's falling. That's okay.
Storm incoming. Storm incoming. Warning. Warning. Storm incoming.
Okay, so we're still not really where we want to be with pressure, but we're much better than we were a few episodes ago. So whilst the storm is going outside, let's start thinking about sorting out the ventilation system. So previously I brought the clean air pipe that far. I'm going to do the same. Actually, I'm going to bring them. Oh, no, that would be cleverer. I'm going to bring these ones down. And actually what I'm going to do is wrap this existing pipe underneath. At least we know the storm warning works. Okay, so the idea of this is to be able to provide an independent air supply into the control room. But actually we probably also want to do it over here as well. Obviously these pipes are connected directly, so we must use pressure regulators and or valves before we actually, that one's not connected yet, but it will be, and it will connect that side. So these are the main supply pipes either way round, so we mustn't just tap directly onto them, or we could risk putting contaminated air directly into the hab. Right, and I'm actually going to run the yellow one around the other way to avoid needing to cross them over. Cunning, hey? Stuff in the way coming up here, but I'm not too worried because it's coming out in a minute. Got it, there we go. Kept drifting then. Right, okay, so whilst this is all very interesting, it's in the wrong place. Which means it's gotta go. Right. that'll do. Right, there is a reason for this, which is I'm trying to move that pipe up a bit. Oh. It's very disorientating that I keep drifting. Ah, damn, that angle doesn't work. Okay, well we can at least make it a bit better. Yeah, we can't go there, so that's as good as it's going to get. Okay, there we go, right. Okay, so we'll run this round here, just a bit tidier. So obviously we can't do that, we'll have to drop it down a couple of bits here. I'll go in. This drift is driving me mad. There we go. Okay, it's not perfect. I mean, we could dismantle all of this and make it perfect, but that will do for now. Obviously what that's going to allow us to do is to cross here. So we've now got that round as far as there, and then if we do that, right, so we already actually had onto the purple network we actually already had a logic transmitter anyway, so the bit we're really interested in is that. Right, let's see if we can figure out where we need to connect this in there somewhere. Right. What am I dying of? Oh, food. Huh. I thought I picked food up. I did pick food up. It's gone in there. Have some pumpkin soup and stop whinging. Right. Purple, purple, purple. Thank you. Oh, hello. That's an interesting piece of physics. Right. Okay, that's better. At least I'm not drifting here as well. That was really confusing. So we'll tap that in there. And what we're going to do is we're going to want a it's just a simple reader and a writer, I think. That will do. Okay, not quite enough, but never mind, it's hardly like we're short of cable. Okay, so we should be able to read the logic reader. We've already got a logic reader weather. You might not even need this one. Let's put it on there anyway. I've got to actually set the okay. So this one should just be, I can read probably straight from the logic reader weather, to be honest. And then we'll, yeah, I don't think we need both of these. LED, oh, let's just call that storm timer. I'll turn it on. Storm timer setting. I think that's fine, we don't even need that one. Right, okay. Of course, what we could do, since we've got the capacity, let's use purple for a storm warning. There we go, slightly different. And make that a writer. Whoops. There we go. Take advantage of the fact we've got a spare chip and that we don't need to do a reader because we've already got a reader. Logic reader weather. The output can be flashing light storm on. There we go, so now within our control room we can see if there is a storm warning. First of all, that's going to be flashing, which will start before the audio warning, because the audio warning gets super annoying. So that will start sooner, so if we're underground that will start flashing as a pre-warning when we would maybe notice the other light on the top, and this will give us a timer countdown so we can see how long we've got. I think that's quite useful functionality, so that's good. Now the other thing that I was just trying to get to was get these connected in here. We're not going to do too much more than that on this video, but let's just try to get the last couple of bits done, and then we've made some useful progress. We do need to do a major project around the power generation. I'm very aware of that. But that's probably several episodes, whoops, in their own right. Okay, good, now we've got clean and dirty air pipes into there, so in a future enhancement what we'll be able to do there will be to then use those as main lines that we can then connect in here and in here if we want to, although this has got a direct one. I think the control room is important enough that it should have a protected atmosphere system, but as we build out this side of the hab, we'll be able to run ventilation systems in there, so that's good. We can't do anything with that right now because we don't have any vents and regulators down here, but that is definitely a job to do, notwithstanding that at the moment they're not connected topside. Actually, the one's not connected there either, which is even more of a problem, so let's just do that very quickly. So that at least then once we do connect it, we know it's all working. There we go. Okay, there we go. That would be useful because if these doors are closed, obviously at the moment air's not circulating. Obviously the server and switch rooms down in the basement there are fed with their atmosphere from the vents in here, which are obviously around the back of the lift and you can't see from here, but that's how that works. Right, okay, there we go. So I don't know how we're looking here, but hopefully we're in a slightly better state. I'm going to forcibly vend a couple of things and just move them out of there. Good. Okay, let's tidy up the plants a bit. I'm trying to grow a decent number of ferns. This is not just cosmetic because what I want to be able to do is to use them as part of an oxygen farm, which we will get to on a later episode for sure. Done right, the oxygen farm gives us oxygen and also food which we can allow to rot, and then compost which we can then use as a hydrogen farm. So that's the longer term plan, but we will need quite a lot of plants to do that. Let's put one there. Right, okay, hopefully they'll grow nicely. There's still some pumpkins in the corner down there. I don't know if I can get in and get at them. I've got even less room to move than I did have. I'm going to have to come up with a strategy for disposing of very large quantities of unwanted seeds. I mean, I guess I could just sell them. I mean, I suppose actually thinking about it, I could call a trader and probably sell the entire contents of the vending machine if I wanted to. Since I think we proved the other day that all vending machines are connected to the trader. So perhaps that is actually the right thing to do. I'll go do that before we finish this episode. Bash! Oh, right in the plants. Oh, probably needed that water that I've just thrown. Never mind. Right, okay, so let's. Oh, what did I do that for? There we go. Switch that over. Yeah, let's call our trader down, see what we can do. I'll need the landing pad on. Reboot the satellite dish. Ah, it's on the wrong network, of course it is. Right, well, we'll pull him down anyway, and yeah, of course they've got to be on the same network. The reason it was picking this other one up was it is on the same network. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put together a, I think I've probably got some actually, a small chute system, so that we can just very quickly throw things from inside to outside. Basically the reverse of what we've got there. Okay, that didn't quite work, but the principle's good. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to have to fit one more further outside. I'm sort of hoping to avoid. I mean, I could connect it directly to the vending machine, of course, but that's a bit of a long way to get it for now. I'll just be happy with something that maybe brings it across here and dumps it. I'll probably end up feeding that now, but never mind. Okay, let's give that a go. Just try and clear some of this stuff. I've got some seeds there, they can go. Right, and then what I'm going to do is I'm deliberately going to try to empty some of this vending machine. It's not a long-term solution, and I'll be honest, I'm reaching the point where I'm not really sure what long-term solutions we've got if we're actually filling a vending machine like this. That'll do for now. That's quite a big pile. The problem is, because all the seeds are different types, even if we put a stacker in there, it's going to be minimally effective, because it's only going to make a difference if it gets seeds through that are the same twice in a row. Otherwise it's not going to stack them because they're going to be different. So I mean, I may still do that because it will help, but it's not going to solve the problem, unfortunately. It might reduce some of these one stacks, but not enormously. You can see, although we've ejected quite a lot there, actually once it was stacked it's not that much. I think I will have to try. I mean, it's a bit of a rat's nest of chutes in there, but I think I'm going to have to try and find somewhere. Maybe put maybe at this height I can fit a stacker and then loop it back round in there. I think that's going to happen. I don't think I've got any in here, but if I have, oh no, actually I have. All right, that we'll do that then. Meantime, let's just throw this stuff out here. Hopefully we can flog some of it anyway. Right, okay, let's see if we can do this. Probably need more chutes than I can get free to do this with, but as I say, it's not a solution, but it might just make it slightly better. And at this point, I'll take that. So if we were to put the stacker in here, right, now the question is, can I get this to go up there? Probably not, because of the cables. It's really annoying. Okay, actually what I could do is hopefully I can run a straight cable through a chute. Or a straight cable through a straight chute at least. No, I can't. I can only do it on a corner. Oh man. Alright, okay. There's just not enough room here. This is definitely testing my patience as well as my powers of spatial configuration. Right, okay, so that has to go there, that's the only way to connect it. Okay, so that being the case, we'll have to go out and round. We'll have to actually go up here. Oh, I don't know what happened there, lagged out completely. Fell through the hole. Okay, it's a start. Okay, there we go. Let's get down here. Well, I can hardly even see what's going on over here now. That Harvie's completely obscured, but as long as it keeps making me food, I guess that's okay. Question is, how much stuff is left down there that I can't get at? So there's that rice. Might actually be all of it, but I find that really hard to believe, just because it would be a miracle if it was true. So we'll look at it from this side. There's a bit of wheat stuck by the wall there, but actually other than that, that seems to all be okay at the moment. Right, let's get this lot sold. One's turned on, okay. Right, a few things to carry around here. See if I can restack any of these. No, I can't. Okay, let's just get them thrown in here. Be done with it. Go away. I am sick of you. Go in. Oh my god. Right. Getting there. A lot of tomato seeds. To think we only had 5 when we landed. Oh, to only have 5. Right, any more? No, okay. Probably shouldn't say things like that. That would cause something to happen, like we'll have a massive fire inside and I'll lose all my seeds. Really is tempting fate, isn't it? Anyway, right, hopefully in a minute. This is a bit tedious. Probably should have connected it up to the actual vending machine after all. Probably would have taken less time than like all this, but there we go. Get these in, get them sold, make some space, make some money as well. Right, that's all of it. Get in there. Right, please buy my stuff. Okay, let's first things first, I'm selling all these damn seeds. I mean, they're hardly worth anything, but let's get rid of them. Look at that. Right, so let's pumpkin soup, tomato soup. Oh, that's nearly cleared them out. Take those seeds as well. Right, how much has he got? Okay. Oh, look at that. Has he got anything I actually want to buy? I suppose that's the next question. Doesn't look like it. Nothing I can't make. So probably not worth it. No, that's fine. Reinforced windows kit I can't make yet, but that requires glass that I also can't make, so that's fine. Let's confirm that sale. I'm now quite rich and he can go away. Thank you and goodbye. You have solved a storage problem for me. Okay, so I think that is probably about as much as we will do on this episode. That's an hour and 20. Seems like a good place to stop. So we have done a number of bits of improvement. Hopefully we've finally sorted out the greenhouse system, at least until that vending machine gets full again. So that's a start. Obviously priority now has got to be around power generation, and I think that might have to be what we do next time. However, for this episode, I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope to see you on the next one. So as always, if you are enjoying these, please subscribe, please like the video. Helps other people find the videos, which in turn will help bring other people to the wonderful game that is Stationeers. So I'd love it if you would do that, and I hope to see you on the next video.